Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, I'm your host, Mrs. M. And if you haven't, make sure you click the link below. That way you can subscribe to my channel and not miss out on anything you need to scale your cleaning business to six figures and beyond. Pow! So if you are looking for what's the fastest method to get to six figures, you've tried a lot of things, nothing's working, and you want to know what is going to get you there the fastest, then listen and watch this video, and I'm going to give you exactly what worked for me 3 times to get to six figures and beyond. Pow! Are you ready? Let's go. So when you're looking at doing residential, commercial, and government, which of those 3 will really get you to six figures depends a lot on 3 things. The first thing is your mindset over short-term or long-term. Residential gives you the money right away. You don't have to be concerned about waiting before you get paid because you are normally going to get paid the money right then. Right now, because a lot of people are doing the Airbnbs and they're looking at doing traveling, residential may look like a great sweet spot. I have a lot of our customers and clients and students that talk a lot about how much money they've made in residential. But the problem with that is that it's really, really, really hard to be able to look at how much money you're going to make. You don't normally have a contract, and it is a challenge to get people to come work residential. Why? Because a lot of them want to work for themselves. It's so much easier to get started in residential, especially when you don't have a lot of experience. Most of us have cleaned our own homes. We use the same products, chemicals, everything. So we're not as concerned about what we need. And at that moment, it feels really good when you're getting the cash and you're making the money. But will it really get you to six figures? It can, but it may take a long time. So residential will be my 3rd choice. The second is commercial. Now, commercial, I absolutely love, especially if you're doing large warehouses and if you are able to do like being vendors for Targets and Best Buy and things like that, then you can really do well with commercial cleaning, especially also if you do corporations, which is what I did. I did warehouses, post-construction, love post-construction. And I also like doing a lot of warehouses and corporate. Was I able to get to six figures doing commercial? Absolutely. What time frame did I and you could possibly expect? Within 12 months. I got there in 9 months. The first time, then each time I got there faster and faster. So commercial is a great, great place, but you've got to make sure you know what type of chemicals to use. You do have to do a different type of marketing for commercial, but I love it because you get contracts. You can reasonably be able to sign a contract and be at that commercial spot unless something happens for 12 months, for 1 year. And if you do your contracts right, they can automatically renew without a whole lot of hassle. And you can put in the options, like 1 option, 2 options to increase by 4, 5, 6%. That way it covers the inflation and all the increase in your supplies, which could be crazy right now. I feel it's easier to find people to want to do commercial work than it is residential because they know in order to do commercial, they can't get started as easily as they can in residential. You may need a lot more chemicals that cost more money, more training. You definitely have to market differently. You have to know how to do proposals, contracts. So you can see the entries into commercial is a lot harder than it is into residential. And one of my favorite last, number 3, is government. I had a young lady I was talking to the other day, and she had wanted to do a proposal on a government contract. But she was saying that the price, when we looked at the price, she didn't feel that she could obtain as much. The margins were smaller. But this is what I told her. She was saying how she makes $65 an hour doing residential. I said, but look at this. How far out is that contract for residential? She said, every quarter. That's it. Government is normally at least 3 to 5 years without you having to do anything else. Yes, in the beginning, you may have to take a smaller contract to get your foot in the door. Where else, can you find a $5,000 for your contract that you know every single month, with recession, without recession, you're going to get paid with the government. With private, you may or you may not, even if you have a contract, you may have to end up taking them to court to get paid because they may end up going out of business. But with government contracts, they are recession proof. They are going to pay you regardless of what's going on. So, in conclusion, what do I think is the absolute best way to get there? I like all three. If you are working with clients and they have high-end homes, by all means do the residential, but we only did it for the clients. Number two, commercial can definitely get you there. I got there every time doing commercial. Like I said, within 9 months one time, 6 weeks and 4 weeks the other 2 times. And government is one of my favorite because government is long-term. So if you combine all three, you can get to 6 figures utilizing all three of those methods. I would suggest using one first. And if you had to choose one to get started on, I would say commercial would be the sweet spot. But do not forget, government is really, really a great way to go. Security, you know you're going to get your money. You can hire subcontractors. There's local, state, and federal contracts all everywhere. And my favorite is long-term contracts. So if you'd like to know more about government, because this is coming up to the busiest time, June, July, August, and September. We know that the fiscal year ends September 30th. So this is the time that individuals who never spent money on all sorts of facilities, support services, which janitorial, landscaping, all of that is under. They're going to start looking at your company and they're probably going to do some no bids. That's where you don't even have to bid on them. 40% of contracts are no bids. 60% are put out for what they call open competition. 40% are never, ever, ever put out on any bid platform. So that goes back to who you know and building that relationship. So like I said, if you'd like to know more on everything you need to do, the 3 pillars, the requirements, the marketing to the government buyer, and finding the bids, I'd love to see you at my free Masterclass workshop. It is today at 12 noon every Wednesday, but space is limited. So I'd love to see you. Click the link in the description, sign up, bring your pen and your paper, and you're going to learn so much. I promise you. Look forward to seeing you there. Into the next video. Be safe and take care. Bye-bye.